Dear students, I'm going to start with the linear programming problem. How to solve this linear programming problem? The first problem, carefully listen or please go through the video again and again if you are not familiar with this. Please understand very well, concentrate. Yeah, let's see the question first. First thing is, consider a small manufacturer making two products. So a manufacturer is there and he is doing two products. Okay, I am calling those two products as A and B. Two resources R1 and R2 are required to make these two products. A and B are the two products. To make those two A and B products, we require two resources R1 and R2. Okay, each unit of product A, to produce A, product A requires 1 unit of R1 and 3 unit of R2. We know that a product A and B we are manufacturing and the manufacturer requires two resources, that is R1 and R2. To each unit of the product A, for this A, the manufacturer requires 1 unit of R1 and 3 unit of R2. Now, let's see, a manufacturer requires to produce a B product, that is each unit of B requires 1 unit of R1 and 2 unit of R2. So we have two products A and B. Resources are required is R1 and R2. How much is required to prepare A they have given and for B they have given. It's clear, right? The manufacturer has 5 units of R1. Total put together he has 5 units and 12 units of R2. Okay, 5 units total R1 is there and 12 units of R2 resources are available for the manufacturer. The manufacturer also makes a profit of, please understand, it's a profit. Always, whenever in your question they have given a profit means a Z, that is objective function we call it as. Z means the objective function, as I have told in the previous video. Z is a objective function. The objective is to maximize the profit. So the profit they have given, maximization. Z is maximization. So the manufacturer also makes a profit of ₹6 per unit of product A. Once he is preparing a product A, he is given a product with a profit of 6 per unit they have given. And also they have given ₹5 per unit of product B. So they have given a total, this is what the product profit. Then formulate the problem. Now, looking at these questions, we have to formulate Z and what are the subjective constraints, what are the requirements, the subjective constraint and a non-negative constraint. Let's look into this. Let the total number of products be A and B. We have two products. So I am taking, let the total number of products, that is unit of A, B, X I am taking. In the same way that the total number of units of B product I am taking as a Y. Now, as we know, the profit for 1 unit of A is 6. As clearly mentioned, the profit for this is 6 for the product A and for the product B is 5. That's what I have written here. Profit per 1 unit of product A is 6. So the profit for X unit, because for A I have taken it as a X. So for A is 6X. The same way, the profit for 1 unit of B is 5. The profit for Y unit, because Y I have taken for the B product. So Y unit of B is ₹5Y. I am putting the same thing in objective function. What is the objective function? The profit. Because they have given the total profit. Therefore, the total profit is equal to, in the box I have written, please understand, make it very clear. You have to specify these words, how you have got this particular 6x plus 5y. You know that directly you can write easily, but it is mandatory for each steps it will carry a marks. So objective function, that is Z is equal to 6x plus 5y is an objective function. We have got this. Now I have to look into subjective constraint. Subjective constraint. Given that the product A and B requires, we know that the product A requires 1 unit of R1, 3 unit of R2. Product B requires 1 unit of R1 and 2 unit of R2. right? And the same way, see here, given that the product A and B requires, put together A and B requires 1 unit of R1. Please understand, clearly mentioned product A requires 1 unit of R1, product B requires 1 unit of R1. I'm talking about only R1 here. So I'm taking here 1 unit of R1, R2, R1. And the next constraint, I'm taking only R2, 3 and 2 I'm taking. Look here, given that the product A and B requires 1 unit of R1 respectively, with the available 5 units, available is 5 units. Where they have given available? Because they have given, the manufacturer has a 5 units, he has only 5 units of R1. So, it's clearly understood that x plus y, that is 1x plus 1y. Instead of writing 1x plus 1y, I have written directly. Right? So 1 is the unit of R1, 1 unit of R1 for the A and B. Requirement of R1 I am taking, only R1 constraint. And next I am taking 3 and 2. A total R1 is 5. A total R2 is 12. The same thing I have written. 1x1 plus 1y less than or equal to 5. Similarly, A and B requires 3 unit and 2 unit of R2. So, it will become 3x plus 2y less than or equal to 12. These are what? These are the constraint. Right? The subject to constraint. You can write STC. Please specify subject to constraint. You can look here at end. What do you have to specify? Non-negative constraints are the very important thing. Two things, one is x and y, which is greater than or equal to 0, you have to specify, because this is a non-negative constraint. Coming to this LP model, what we have got? We have got the profit, the objective function, that is z is equal to 6x plus 5y. And I have written here, subjective constraint is x plus 1x plus 1y less than or equal to 5, and 3x plus 2y less than or equal to 12. Why it is less than or equal to? Because the requirement, what they have is, you can see here, 5 units of, the manufacturer has 5 units of R1, 12 units of, it cannot exceed that. So it should be less than or equal to 5 and 12 I have written. And at the end, x comma y. X comma y is, again, non-negative constraints. Greater than or equal to 0, non-negative constraints. These are NNC I have written. So it is understood, it's a non-negative constraint. At the end, please put a box and please specify once after writing each and everything. This is the first problem.